Welcome to day two, or let's just say the second part of the 90-day LinkedIn roadmap. I'm not necessarily very good at branding things or just saying things, but yeah, let's get into phase two, or rather step two of your 90-day LinkedIn roadmap. So it's basically how to optimize your LinkedIn profile. Now, one of the things that I like a lot about optimizing your LinkedIn profile is that there's always something to improve. With Instagram, it's a lot harder to know what works when it's a platform that really rewards people who are either famous or they've got money to use paid ads. On Instagram, everything is pretty much organic and context driven. So, optimizing your LinkedIn profile really does a lot in terms of your growth on LinkedIn, and I'm going to be covering that in today's topic. So, the second step, like I said, in your 90-day LinkedIn roadmap is to optimize your LinkedIn profile so that you can start nurturing your ideal clients. Some people in your audience, you can nurture them if you want them to join your paid, if you want them to buy your paid products or join your private community or whatnot. It's not every day that, well, I wouldn't say it's not every day, but it's not necessarily just your ideal clients that you should be nurturing. Anyone who is interested in your content should be nurtured. Not necessarily for the same thing. Not everyone wants to buy a service, but some people are willing to buy your products. So, like I said, in the second step of your 90-day LinkedIn roadmap, basically, we're optimizing your LinkedIn profile so that you can start nurturing and bringing in clients as soon as they start viewing your profile. In the video above, like I said, in this video that I'm recording right now, I'll show you how I optimize my LinkedIn profile and how you can also optimize your LinkedIn profile. So I'll pretty much show you what I'm doing, and you can tweak it to what you're doing. And I will leave a link in the description. If you want to use my LinkedIn banner as a reference, and yeah, many other things that I can share with you in order to optimize your LinkedIn profile for growth and for presence. Now, I don't necessarily like using LinkedIn on the app because it doesn't necessarily look good. I like it on the web. Let me just back out here. So if you look at my LinkedIn profile, now I'm not someone who likes to toot their own horn, but this looks premium. I won't lie to you, it does look premium. So if you look at my profile picture, it looks good. It's a simple picture with a red backdrop. I created it on Canva, but I added some things on Adobe Express, and yeah, it's a well structured profile picture. Nothing too serious, just simple, straight to the point, and yeah, looks good. Obviously, I've seen better profile pictures, but this one is very good as well. And then once you look at my LinkedIn banner, it goes very well with the black that you know on the outskirts of my profile picture. If you look at my banner, I also created it on Adobe Express, and obviously it's going to look a little bit blurry because the screen is quite wide, but it's a very elegant banner. So one of the things that I market a lot in my business is my YouTube channel. If you want to check out my YouTube channel, definitely do that. So here I talk about helping, well, it's a very simple headline. Simple headline. Helping founders build their personal brand on LinkedIn. It's a very simple, very simple promise, very simple idea of what I do and who I help. And obviously, I do have a few bullet point. Well, I wouldn't say they're bullet points. I don't know what you call them, but they look very nice in terms of the aesthetic. So I help you build an audience. I help you grow your LinkedIn. I help you sell your products and your services, and I also give you expert help on how to build your personal brand. And I've also got a small picture of me here to show you that I'm someone who's very much on screen. I don't hide who I am. I also build my personal brand on LinkedIn. Now, I won't necessarily cover this for too long because I'm sitting in front of a ring light, and I don't want it to fry my brain. So, my headline, well, obviously you also need to get this, verification mark, submit your ID and get your verification. It really helps a lot in terms of your credibility. You're not necessarily just a bot or someone who just looks scammy, if I might say. My headline is quite simple. I help you create a profitable LinkedIn personal brand. And then I also include what I do. So I'm a personal brand expert, but I didn't write personal brand expert. So I personal brand and done for you LinkedIn growth for founders and creators. Same thing that you're gonna see on my Skool community. The link to my Skool community which you can join. I've got 4,433 followers and 500 connections. Just about last year I was at 4,800, but I removed about 400 people because they were not engaging with my content, nor were they responding to my outreach. So it was a lose-lose situation, and I don't necessarily want anyone in my network if they're not engaging with my content, because then the new LinkedIn 360 Pro algorithm is just gonna assume that my content isn't interesting and will suggest it to far less people than I would like. So yeah, my about section is quite simple. It's very much straight to the point. I usually start with a line that anyone can relate to. So I say, posting on LinkedIn like everyone is telling you to, but still getting zero clients. You've not been lied to, just misguided. LinkedIn is not a content platform, it's a funnel platform, and you don't know how to turn a viewer into a high paying client. That's where I come in. Hi, I'm Apio Kamal, and then I start introducing what I do, how I help you, how I built my own profitable personal brand, and who I've worked with. And I'm also very honest in this line. So far, I've worked one-on-one with a few clients in the founder and creator space because it's a new service, building their content, brand, and newsletter from scratch. So I'm also building my own. What I do isn't magic. I'll show you what to post, optimize, how to optimize your profile, how to build your private community, and what not to waste your time on. We work together, and here's how we can work together, how to get in contact with me. Very simple about section. So I don't necessarily pay much attention to my service page because I've never really had anyone book my services via the service page. And then I've got my simple featured section. So basically, if you want to work with me, just DM me 2026. Now, yeah, very simple. Then my latest post is why your LinkedIn isn't growing. So currently it's at 10 likes and 9 comments, 100 impressions in 4 hours. And then I've got my experience. I'm a social media manager. These are my endorsements, and these are some of my recommendations, courses that I've taken. I'm proficient at English, and if you want to hear a bit of Zulu, it's Zulu Kuluma if you want to hear that. So it's a native language in South Africa. Then I've got top voices, obviously things that you probably don't care about. And yeah, I think I've covered everything in terms of my LinkedIn profile. So if you want me to cover the content, I will do so. So yeah, I think I've covered everything. If you want to see my if you want to see my I also need to check this post out by Aisha. Shadow OS. Apologies for the slowness. So yeah, this is my company page, Shadow OS. So basically, we help founders and creators monetize their LinkedIn personal brand. So yeah, it's as simple as you see it. I don't know why my profile picture looks blurry. I'll have to get that checked out, but it shouldn't be this blurry. Anyway, I think I've covered everything in terms of optimizing your LinkedIn profile. In the description, you will see the link to my own banner so that you can probably create yours. I've got a few other different banners that you can use so that if you probably don't like my one as much, I've got a few other templates. And yeah, what else haven't I covered? In terms of your about section, one thing that you can do is you can take the one that I'm using, just copy and paste it to ChatGPT, ask ChatGPT to turn it into a blank template. And then once you've turned it into a blank template, just fill in the relevant information based on what you do. And once you've done that, yeah, you've got pretty much a solid about section. And yeah, thanks for tuning in. I will see you in step 3. I'm tired, by the way.